scary movies piss me off. How the hell are you going to just be... Shit! How are you going to escape from everything, hop over that barbed wire fence, climb over that 50-foot freaking tree to get on the other side because there's a big-ass bar fence? How are you gonna get through that, get out of the house, freaking hop over all of this tall shit and then trip on a rock? Like, if that was me in that scary movie, I would be graceful. Like Luan Legacy, he would have said, you know, I think he has said the same thing. He would have been graceful, I would have been hopping over rocks, twigs, freaking bunnies. I would have been hopping over that shit. I do not want to die, and I just ran into that door. But anyways, be graceful. Like, it's kind of like in When a Stranger Calls. You know what? I'm going to take this from Luan Legacy's perspective. He goes, there is a stranger. No, there's this one chick who's babysitting these 2 kids in this big-ass mansion. And then, there's this one guy who keeps calling, breathing in the phone like he's freaking Darth Vader. I want your blood all over me. I would have been like, okay, bye, pedophile. Like, I would have hung up like that. And then he said he was going to slice her and all this other shit, and then scared her. And then in the first one, the kids were alive. In the second one, I think they, like, died. He, like, drowned them or something. I don't remember. But anyways, the first one, she was just, like, freaking trying to protect the kids. And, you know, I would have done the same thing. From Luan Legacy's perspective, I kind of agree. He's like, okay, I would have said, if there is a bitch in the house that is trying to kill me, I would have lit that bitch on fire and ran. Ran for my life. I would have been like, you know what? With all the freaking fuel and shit, and I would have lit it on fire and ran. Screw y'all, I am running. If there is someone in the house that is trying to kill me, odds are I'm going to be the survivor. And then once you see the parents, you're going to be like, okay, so deductible, subtract 200, but watch your kids. That way, you still get paid and you survive. That is Luan Legacy's perspective of that movie. And also, I agree with it completely, though. I really do. I don't watch scary movies anymore. My grandma, not the one house I'm staying at, but the one I live with, that woman is trying to make me watch the dumbest shit on Sci-Fi. She's like, come watch this with me when there's some barracuda shit that's like half chimichanga, half dragon, and half freaking jigaboo, and it's like trying to eat these people and it looks fake. Like, I like real, like, movies that look freaking real, like freaking King Kong. That shit was real in 3D. It came at you, like he was like, woo, 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 banging on his chest and shit, coming at you in the theater. That was awesome. Final Destinations, all of those movies were stupid. Every single one of them. I watched actually the first 2 or 3 with my grandma. She was like, oh, today this movie's gonna be good, because I never seen it. This was like a year or 2 ago when I saw the first one, and she's just like, oh, it's gonna be good, it's gonna be really good, blah blah blah, because she said she's seen it, and we're watching it, and this little boy has a truck and a car that looks like the one that this other boy is in, and he's looking at this little boy in another car and crashes them together and goes, poof. I would have rolled down my window, flipped that mofo off, and then I would have got out of the car, taken his car, and thrown it at his face. And that's what would have happened in the Final Destination. But what actually happened, because this little boy could, like, tell stuff or something, I don't know. It was, like, signs of what was gonna happen or something. I don't know, that's confusing. But that ended up happening. So this big, giant highway crashed, this big-ass truck, scooped all these cars off this highway, and they all died. And if you don't die, then they find a way to kill you. No. No, no, no. And almost all of the Final Destination movies are the exact same thing. They're just in different settings, basically. Like, one was on a highway, and then this one bitch got hit by a car, and then they died. There's like 5, then there's 4, 3, 2, until the last one dies, and then basically the movie's over. So basically stupid shit like that. I do not like scary movies. They piss me off. One, because some of them scare the living Jesus out of me, okay? Jesus was he was in my soul. When I watched Women in Black, that movie wasn't even, actually now that, because I've watched it like 2 or 3 times, but since like I've watched it twice, I know what's going to happen, so it doesn't bother me that much. But the first time I was with my friend Kara and Michaela. Yeah, that's all. We were watching this in the movie theater, and the part came out where this bloody, muddy looking jigaboo popped out, and he was like, his eyes were red, and he was like just shaking his head like he was in the freaking Exorcist, and was just like scaring bitches. I was just like, I screamed. I was like, oh! I was the only person in that entire theater that screamed at one time. But everybody looked at me, and I covered my eyes because everyone looked at me. And Karen's like, Tanea, shut the hell up. Everybody's staring at me. I'm like, I don't give a shit. It's scary. It was like horrible. And then the second time that I screamed, these like freaking baboon monkeys started clapping their hands. They're like, started like moving around and shit. And then this rocking chair was like rocking, and then all these lights start shutting off, and then all of a sudden the woman in black pops up out of freaking nowhere, and I start screaming, and then everybody starts screaming because I screamed and it scared the shit out of them. And I'm like, how the hell are you guys not screaming? Like, it was intense. Bottom line, I do not like scary movies. Do not take me to one, but if you somehow, by miracle, end up getting me into a movie, I hope you're ready to, like, get your ears screamed off and embarrassed, because I will freaking scream my heart out. Like, I like action movies. So there.